I'm Damon Holbrook from TV Guide and TV.
And I'm Nathan Fillion.
And I'm Nathan Fillion, and we're here to talk about The Rookie for our after show.
You cannot tell Harper what you saw. She's a suspect.
I am not answering questions without my union rep, John Nolan.
Officer Nolan is the witness who saw your husband kissing Kylie Thomas.
Nathan, this is such a sweet episode.
Thank you.
I want to go to the end because I don't want to miss that part of the speech, the interaction you have with Nyla at the end. Is such a nice kind of salute to the past that these two have, because he's in the position throughout the episode of like, this was his TO and now he's her union rep, and to be able to have to like tell her that stuff put him in a bad position. But the speech you have with her seems so heartfelt.
Yeah, we actually, I think I added a bit or two to that just to make sure we're covering all the bases of how important she has become to him. I mean, let's not forget, first of all, Makia Cox, what an incredibly talented young woman playing that part of Nyla Harper. Let's not forget how terribly antagonistic that relationship was when she first arrived on our show, how angry and cut off she was, how guarded she was. And over time, what a journey she has made, what an arc she has created. She is a much happier person who has, achieved what she was trying to do, keep her family together, be with her daughter, drop this life that was this career path that was so detrimental to her actual life and family, and rebuild something. She's been able to do that, and this is a much happier woman. So it really was breaking Nolan's heart to have to be the one to say, just to hurt Nyla in any way, shape, or form, and yet he's honor bound. He has to say something in that situation. He had to.
The line you say, like, making sure she knows that she is your hero. Yeah. I just thought that was so cool because we never get to see that side of Nolan be. You've been vulnerable with Bailey, and you've been vulnerable with like the brother stuff, but like with one of the coworkers, especially someone like Nyla, to just put it out there and to see her like not even be able to almost receive some of it until she does that hug.
You might be forgiven thinking that I'm a lead on the show, that I'm in charge of things, and the opposite is true character-wise. John really looks up to Nyla. Yeah. He really respects and loves and admires that woman. Yeah. For the human she is, for the mother she is, for the police officer she is. It's the last thing he wants to do is to cause her pain.
I love this. I just thought it was so beautiful. And one of the things, like, especially if you've been watching all along and knowing what that relationship was, because we're seeing it kind of echoed in all of the new TOs with their trainees this season. Mm-hmm. Like everyone's been paired with like their buddy, basically.
It's been 7 seasons. It's been a tremendous journey for these characters. And what's really nice as an audience member is that you get to take this journey with them. All the things all the choices they make, all the situations they endure together. It shapes them. It bonds them, and being able to be there for it and see how to enjoy the fruit of those adventures.
And it's cool also that Alexi and the writers, they pay attention to the history of these characters.
Yeah.
You know, I really like that.
They really do.
Yeah, just the simple fact of like Wes asking to stay at, somebody else's house because, his wife is going to be angry at him for keeping the secret. And, like just the knowing that these people have done this before, that they've had to crash on each other's couches.
They have a network of support. Yeah, it's absolutely true.
And because you're an executive producer on the show, you're working all the time. When you see, these ratings and the numbers and like how the show in 7th season, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, it's like, what is that? Like, that has got to be insane for you guys.
I keep saying this, and I don't get tired of saying it. 31 years in the business now. This is the best job I have ever had. But it means nothing if no one's watching.
Yeah.
It's there's this part that we control that take, it's a lot of input, a lot could go wrong, and we've got things running incredibly smoothly. We have such an incredibly talented cast. We have problem solving people, incredibly talented crew, writers, casting. It's everything is one sour grape could ruin everything, and it's running smooth. But the part that's out of our control is, are people watching? And right now we are blessed to say,
We're
yeah,
being
yeah,
watched, yeah.
everything's running the
It
way it
is
should.
so cool to watch. So the chase sequence through the set, the backstage sequence.
Yes.
What soundstage did you use, and was it an actual live set?
No, we created that, and it was right between two sound stages that we used. So one was Lucy Chen's apartment set, and then our hospital set are on two separate sound stages. So we just walked the spot in between those two stages. We're there all the time. That's where craft services. That's where the restrooms are. Like that's where costumes is right across. Like that's where we function daily.
Right. So did they have to build the backstage of the set that you guys were running through that Connor was squatting in?
No, that's all stuff that we use all the
That's
time.
hilarious. That because I was like, first of all, this is a brilliant idea. Like, if you want to go hide somewhere, find a set. But like, I think most people don't realize those sets are torn down during hiatus, right?
Well, the ones that we're not going to use again,
Yeah.
they get torn down. The ones that are static, they stay. Those sets stay absolutely.
It was-
And sometimes you feel like it's a gross exaggeration when you're walking through a studio lot, and there's Roman centurions over here and World War II soldiers over there, and the Vegas dancers coming
yeah,
by.
always the Vegas dancers, right?
But that stuff actually happens. They were filming, what was the Looney Tunes basketball movie?
Oh, Space Jam?
Thank you. They were filming the sequel to Space Jam, not far from where our set was.
My
I don't know how many seasons ago, and that was exactly my experience every day. As you're walking past, the clown from It, and people you recognize from all the walks of pop culture or everywhere around, and just kind of waving nicely. Okay.
Right.
That
That is
happened.
so going back to the beginning of the episode, not really the beginning, but the stuff with Bailey. She is now, and I love this dynamic. I love Jenna. She's so good. She's so good. And I love how we're working around, like things that she can and can't do right now, by just putting her in a wheelchair, put her in a hospital bed, let her. How has it been working with her, and how do you feel about John being like total family man now?
I think it's a logical step in their relationship. I think that's one thing that's going really well. Both, I think, the job and his marriage, I think, are going really, really well. It's not always smooth, but I think it's incredibly healthy. And something that I can say I appreciate working with Jenna is she's very sharp and understands how to be in the moment, because something will occur to me right in the middle of everything, and I'll do something new every time, and she's right there. She is right there with me. It's you can't catch her off guard.
And you didn't have improv training; you had soap training.
Oh, I did a little improv back in the day before the
Okay.
soaps, but and yeah, I think that's excellent. It's that just say yes mentality. Absolutely.
Right.
But Jenna's got that in spades.
That's awesome. So what can you tell us about, because this is the first season really where John isn't like the center of peril. Like a lot of the seasons previously have been like, a case against him or corruption accusations, or like there's been something going on. And we do have some lingering stuff with Bailey's, like waiting for that shoe to drop. But how is it for you to be playing a character who has kind of outgrown the guy who gets himself into trouble sometimes?
Well, it's great for me. The wonderful thing about being on a cop show is that the stakes are consistently there. You never know what it's going to be. Every time the radio goes off, hey, we got a call for, could be something hilarious, could be something super high stakes and very dangerous. It changes constantly at breakneck speeds. what I enjoy both as an actor on the show and a fan of the show is that it doesn't always have to rest so heavily on my shoulders. We have an incredibly capable cast. Any one of them can carry the show at any point in time. I find that, first of all, as a lifestyle, it really
Oh
makes
my
my
God,
life a
yeah.
lot easier. But as a fan, it makes a lot of sense because these are characters I've come to love and enjoy and respect and admire. So I enjoy being able to be witness to their journeys.
Right. And were you as proud of Lizeth when her character kind of graduated up as we were of Selena?
Absolutely. I mean, I'll tell you, if I have to describe Lizeth in one word, it would be conscientious. She is doing a good job, the best job possible is so important to her. She is dedicated.
Hmm.
She is dedicated and conscientious. She just wants it to be the best, and she works hard, and it works out. If anything, I would say if I had to dispense any advice to her, I would say just relax a bit. You're doing a great job. Like do everything you're doing, but just
Right.
don't worry about it.
She's
She is
so good. Yeah.
superb.
Yeah.
She's honestly superb. She's just, again, wonderful at her job.
And what can you tease about as far as like how bad will it get for Bailey and John when the past comes back?
Again, I think this is a very healthy relationship. I think, without spoiling too much, clearly they both have a reason to be upset. What I think is going to be refreshing is I don't think you're going to be right about what they are upset about. I think there's a surface there that I was expecting, and I think what's really going on runs a little deeper. On top of that, I'd say as the season goes on, what you expect is we're going to revisit some villains that we've met in the past. Bridget, who plays Monica, so very well. God, I just love hating that character.
So good.
She'll be back, causing more trouble, and of course, Matthew Glave, who's going to come in and play Oscar. He's been around since season 2.
I know.
He will charm you. He will entertain you. He seems so funny and harmless, but
Yeah.
do not turn your back lest he stab you literally.
Yeah. I was bummed when
Awesome.
he escaped because I'm like, oh, we're not gonna have those scenes anymore. Those visitation scenes.
He'll
But
be
yeah.
back.
All
He
right.
will be back. Yeah.
And now, what are you allowed to tell us about Superman?
What am I allowed to tell you? Well, let's just, without spoiling anything, I think I can certainly say, think about it. James Gunn,
Mhm.
he has never let us down, and he's not about to start. This is going to be a phenomenal, fresh take on something we are already extremely familiar with. The whole Superman story, we're already super familiar with Superman. I think one thing that's super interesting is, oh my God, I keep saying super. I'm going to embrace it. Is that I think we're very accustomed to the idea of let's understand Superman's origins and what if that story of this alien from another planet who's incredibly well empowered on our planet, what would happen if that happened right now here in real life? Whereas James' take is, what if we lived in that world? We're not taking Superman from the comic book world and putting him in real life, but what if real life was the comic book world? What if we existed in that
Oh, I like that.
universe?
Yeah, I'm very excited about this. This is going to be a big
And
year for you.
also, bull cuts, bringing them back.
What's that?
Bull cuts, I'm bringing them back.
Oh, you know what? It's such. Thank God, because not since Lord Farquhar have we seen such bangs.
True, it's true.
And you've played so many Green Lanterns.
I have played 2 Green Lanterns. I until
Two, but like in 5 movies, right?
until James's Lanterns series comes out, I think I can truly say that the only live action actors to play Green Lanterns have been Canadians.
Oh.
Yeah. If you want Asgardian gods, you got to go Australian. But if
Right.
you want Green Lanterns, Canadian, it seems to be the order of the day.
So you know why? Because they have coffee crisp up there.
God bless you. That's like my favorite candy bar.
I was just in Toronto, and I'm like, first stop, find the coffee crisp.
Real Canadians don't say the second T. Toronto.
Toronto. Oh, very nice. See, this is amazing. Nathan, thank you so much. Everyone, do not miss out on The Rookie airing on ABC. Thank you so much, and we will definitely be talking to you again, okay?
Thanks very much.
Thanks so much.